Michigan fans, we are live here at Yost Ice Arena, where it is your Michigan women's hockey team taking on the Adrian Bulldogs. This is the second game between these two this weekend. Adrian won the first game. That was a 2-0 win last night. We want to thank the Adrian broadcasting team for covering that. We were not allowed to, at this point, they are not allowing outside broadcasts, but we appreciate them doing that so all of our fans could watch. So that was very good. Taking a look here, Michigan is now 12-2-1. So they're coming off of that loss to Adrian. 2-0. They won and beat Aquinas before that. They lost to Michigan State, so they are 1-2 in the last 3 games. But of course, before that, 11 wins and 1 tie. So good competition here. Michigan's going to hope to flip the script on Adrian today. Taking a look at your Michigan top scores. It is Lindahl with 17 points. She has 7 goals and 10 assists. Hansen has 15 points and 9 goals and 6 assists at the number 2 spot. 12 points for Carr, 9 goals and 3 assists. It's amazing. All 8 of the 9 goals are from after the new year. So she has been on fire. Michigan could really use a couple goals from her today. Swanson has 11 points out of 5 goals and 6 assists. At the number 5 spot, it's a tie between Gustafson with 3 goals and 5 assists for 8 points, and Hung with 2 goals and 6 assists for 8 points. Both those goals coming against Rhode Island in the first game of the new year. That's your top 5 goal scorers for the University of Michigan. And taking a look at the goalkeeping, it is going to be Ponith who will get the start in today's game. But taking a look, Ponith has a 1.19 goals against average. She has 8 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie, 9.63 save percentage, both outstanding. Then Johns has a 1.25 goals against average and a 9.50 save percentage. 2 shutouts for Ponith, 1 for Johns. Ponith has 315 saves, John 95. So Johns and Ponith both playing fantastically, and we are excited to hopefully have them continue to play very, very well throughout the rest of the season. Taking a look, Adrian is 17-6-1. My little item on the screen there didn't include. For some reason, their loss to University of Michigan Dearborn has not been put up on the schedule. That was a 2-1 loss. So that was back on Thursday the 25th. That was their 6th loss. And then they beat Michigan last night. So they're coming off. Before that, they had a sweep of Niagara. They had a tie versus Michigan Tech. That's their lone tie. That was 3-3 back on December 8th. They beat Michigan Tech on the game before that. They had a sweep of Penn State. They beat Miami twice, home and home there. They beat Maryville twice. They have 1 loss to McKendree, and that's a team Michigan was able to beat at McKendree. And McKendree beat Adrian 2-1. So that was one of their other losses. They were swept by Liberty. Not an easy game there. They did beat Minot State University. They beat them twice. And then their other lone loss, that's all their losses there. So, good schedule there for Adrian. Taking a look at their top point scorers, 30 points. Both Peterson and Shaw tied for the first place with 30 points, 12 goals and 18 assists for Peterson. Shaw has 11 goals and 19 assists for 30 points. Pichet has 26 points on 9 goals and 17 assists. She's at the number 3 spot. Number 4 is McCurl. She has 25 points on 3 goals and 22 assists. And then Wiltshire has 24 points on 13 goals and 11 assists. Taking a look at their goalkeepers. Burt has played the majority of the games. She has played 15 games. She has 10 wins, 4 losses, 1 tie. She has a very good .40 goals against average with 20 goals against there. And then she has 246 saves for a 925 save percentage. Hunt has played 5 games, 4 wins, no losses, 1 tie, 3 goals against for a 6.4 goals against average and a 949 save percentage. Kincaid has only played 1 game, 3 goals against, 813 save percentage, and Stockwell has played 1 game, no goals against, and a 100% save percentage. She made 6 saves in that particular game. So good goalkeepers there. Taking a look at the game versus Adrian last night. 15 shots on goal for Michigan, 2 in the first, 6 in the second, 7 in the third. So they increased their goals, shots on goal each period. But they had 15. Adrian had 41, 9 in the first, 14 in the second, 18 in the third. Michigan was 0 for 3 on the power play. Committing 2 infractions. Adrian 1 for 2 on the power play, committing 3 infractions. In the first, there was no scoring. 1 penalty. Stitt went off for checking that at 19:40, so that spilled over into the second. In the second, at 3:53, it was Stitt who got her 8th goal of the season. Villiard and Turnbull on the assist. That was on the power play. That was off of a hooking call at 2:13, so they were able to get that one in towards the end of the power play. And then, so the penalties in the second, Adrian went into the end of the second with a 1-0 lead. At 2:13, it was Katie German going off for hooking. At 11:44, Megan Matthews went off for a checking call. And at 12:47, Wiltshire went off for interference. In the third, at 15:55, Pichet scored her 9th of the season, 9th assist to Stitt. And the lone infraction in that third was Stitt with a slashing call. That at 6:14. Poneth faced 41 shots on goal, saved 39 of them. Burt faced 15 shots on goal and saved all 15 of them. Taking a look at your lines today, Poneth should get the start. The forward lines, Matthews, Malashevsky, and Cummings, Swanson, Hansen, and Lindahl, Carr, Hung, and Simmer, Ferris, Gordon, and Flazar. The extra skater is Goldman. On the defensive pairings, it's the Germans together, Katie German and Izzy German, playing on the same defensive pairing. Buxbaum and Kolich. And then Svios and Gustafson are your defensive pairings. Let's take a look at the next 5 games for these Wolverines. So it is going to be a weekend at Penn State. We should be able to broadcast that, verify with Penn State this week, but we are planning on going out there. So February 2nd, it's 9:15 in the evening, so that'll be a late game. And then Saturday, it's 8:30 in the morning, so less than 12 hours between those 2 games, but we hope they're both going to be in the big rink. If not, well, we'll do our best to broadcast. We had a little difficulty broadcasting from the smaller rink 2 years ago, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that they're both at the big Bagula rink. So that's the away, and then all the rest of the games are at Yost. So you do have a couple more opportunities, 4 more opportunities to come to Yost to see a game if you're not coming today. And boy, we could use all the maize and blue cheering we could get today. But on February 8th, Thursday, Concordia comes into Yost. That's an 8 p.m. game. Then February 16th, it is the other Wolverines. Michigan Dearborn will be here Friday, the February 16th. That will be a 7 p.m. game. Then a pair of games versus Lake Superior State here at Yost Ice Arena, February 17th. Lake Superior State at 7:30. Then there will be a game, I believe that will be 4 o'clock. I don't have it on here because it's the 6th game out, but Lake Superior State will be here for Sunday as well. And that will take us to the end of the regular season. So it's amazing to think where we're at, and we're almost already there. Taking a look at the ACHA standings, it is Liberty up at the top in the number 1 spot. Them and Midland have just been flipping back and forth with that 1 and 2 spot there. Midland at the number 2 spot. They dropped 1 from number 1. Adrian in the number 3 spot. We'll see what happens with that. Michigan hoping to get a win here today to try and knock Adrian off the 3 spot, and they did have that loss to Michigan Dearborn. We'll see what that affects the standings. Of course, 2 wins versus Michigan would help them out. So Michigan hoping for a big win today. McHenry moved up to the 4th. spot, followed by Maryville. So a little St. Louis representation there between those two teams. Michigan dropped from number 4 to number 6, so they dropped 2 spots after the loss to Michigan State coming up last weekend. So at the time, they had 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie that got them to 6th. Minot is in the number 7 spot, so they bumped up from 8. Indiana Tech at the 8th spot, they bumped up from 9. Arizona State dropped down to 9. They were previously number 7, so they dropped 2 spots. And Michigan Dearborn checking in at number 10. At the time, again, they were 19 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. And they were in the 10th spot, so they're holding steady at 10. So that is your ACHA top 10. And then taking a look at the CCWHA standings, this was previous to this weekend. So Adrian with the win yesterday, they will be tied in that number 2 spot. So right now, Michigan 7 wins. That gives them 14 points in the East spot. Michigan Dearborn, Michigan State, and Adrian all now with 6 wins. So that gives them 12 points. So it's a 2-point difference, and this game will be huge. If Michigan can win, they'll keep they'll now have 4 points on Adrian. If Adrian can win, Adrian will be tied with the tiebreaker with Michigan. So trying to get that number 1 spot in the East. Concordia coming in after them with 6 points on 3 wins, and Penn State with a single win for 2 points. On the West side, it's Indiana Tech with 10 points. They're with 10 wins, they are 10 points clear of Lake Superior State. They have 20 points. Lake Superior State coming in at the number 2 spot. They have 5 wins for 10 points. Grand Valley State University has 4 wins. They're 2 points behind them with 6. Miami 2 points behind them with 3 wins, 6 for 6 points. Aquinas and Davenport both have a single win for 2 points there. So that's where we are at with those. As we are getting set to go here, we have about 5 minutes before we have a puck drop. We should have the starting lineups and the national anthem coming up soon, as both of the doors are open. Adrian is gathered around the door to our left. They are in their road jerseys, of course, with that yellow color across the top, black on the bottom side, the numbers in yellow outlined in black there. They have their names on the back. They have the Adrian Circle logo with the A on the front, their numbers on their front kind of front right shoulder as well. They have the black pants. And Michigan will be in their home jerseys, the home white jerseys with the numbers in maize, or in blue, excuse me. They'll have those wonderful winged helmets coming up. So Adrian poised to get on the ice to our left. Michigan not quite out of the locker room as of yet. We got a good crowd down beneath us still filing in. If you're in the local area, we'd love to see you come on down. We could really use all the Michigan help we can get here, as it'll be a tough game. Number 3 Adrian versus number 6 Michigan. Michigan hoping to get a big win after a loss to Adrian yesterday. We are missing Coach Ned, as he got his hip surgery, and his nurse would not let him out of the house today. So we want to thank Coach Ned for watching, and we know you're all disappointed to not have his wisdom and witticisms on the broadcast, but I will do my best to soldier on without Coach Ned, as we hope that he gets better and better and is able to come out to Penn State. If not, we completely understand. But we always love to have him on the broadcast, and we'll be missing him today. We know he'll be cheering from home, watching these Wolverines and screaming at the TV, I'm sure. So we appreciate that. As the officials getting the nets put back up on their moorings, as we are just about ready to have the teams come out. Of course, after the regular season, the CCWHA tournament will again happen at Burton this season. So check that out. We will simply be attending this season. They're going a different direction on the broadcast. But we'll be excited to be in the stands cheering with all of you wonderful, amazing folks out there. As Adrian hits onto the ice. As the Bulldogs come out, and here comes Michigan in their white sweaters. Michigan in block lettering across the front, numbers in small across the front and on the back. They have the maize and blue stripe on the middle, down the side and on the sleeves, the blue pants, and of course the winged helmets. Everyone getting lined up on the goal lines, and we should have our starting lineups in the national anthem coming up mere moments away. Beautiful Sunday matinee here right before the Lions game, so you get a chance to watch a little Michigan hockey. Cheer on the Lions as we hope that they will get a big win at San Francisco.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Yost Ice Arena. Today the University of Michigan will take on Adrian.
Being welcomed by the public address announcer. A little hard to hear, so I will call them out. As first out there is Wiltshire. Next, starting. Coming out is Pichet. Next starter for Adrian is McCurl. Next starter coming out there is Gregan. And the final starter skating out, the alternate captain, is Shaw. And between the pipes, it is Burt, who played so well, got the shutout yesterday. So Michigan will see if they can crack and get past Burt coming up today. Cummings starting for Michigan, coming out to the blue line. Malashevsky playing the center position for Michigan today. Matthews coming out, playing right wing for Michigan. Izzy German skates out to the blue line, one of the starting defenders. And of course, the other starting blue liner, the captain, Katie German. And between the pipes, it's Ponith starting. So Sandrine Ponith gets the start for Michigan. As we will have the national anthem to honor America. All right, we're getting ready to go here at Yost Ice Arena. Second game between these two teams, home and home series. Adrian won the home game yesterday 2-0. Michigan looking to flip the script today, and they would love to get that win versus Adrian. Michigan gets those winged helmets on, getting ready to go. Michigan going left to right here in this opening period. 20 minutes up on the clock. Official comes over. And we are about to get ready to go. Adrian getting their gear on as well. They had a moment around Burt to their right, and everyone getting their safety equipment on, get their buckets going, and we're about to get ready to go with this number 3 Adrian versus number 6 Michigan Wolverines here at Yost Ice Arena. Beautiful light coming through the windows here. Always a fun time to get to see that. Malashevsky in to take the face off. Gregan on the other side. Matthews to Malashevsky's left, Cummings to her right. As that puck, Cummings gets it back to the blue line, controlled in along the near boards. Cummings trying to get to it, that brought in along the near boards, but offsides as Pichet tried to come in. Adrian was offsides, will drop the puck just outside of the Michigan zone in the near face-off circle. Again, Cummings versus Pichet. That puck in along the near boards, fired ahead through the neutral zone. Cummings trying to get to it. Shaw dumps it deep into the Michigan zone. That's stopped by Poneth. Izzy German sends it along the far boards, kept in outside the far circle. Now trying to get it out of the zone. That chip back, Michigan trying to control in the slot. Coming over, McCurrow knocked it down. That comes just to the right-hand side of Poneth outside the near circle now. Control back to Shaw at the near point. Shaw with a stop, or with a shot that's stopped by Poneth into the near corner. Trying to pull that away, McCurrow. Shaw comes in. There's another shot that went off of a skate. I believe that was Wiltshire's skate. Now coming ahead, Cummings trying to get to it. That's brought back into the Adrian zone by the Adrian defense. Shaw has it coming down the near board. Shaw fires it ahead. That tipped off of the stick all the way back. Turnbull gets it into the near corner. Izzy German trying to send her wide. Turnbull firing it into the slot. That knocked away from White into the slot now. Controlled. Forrester sends it for a ride all the way around the boards. Matthews has it. Now Turnbull sends it right back behind the Michigan goal. Trying to pick it up back there. Katie German into the near corner, controlled by the Bulldogs. Forrester with the blast from the near point, goes wide to the far side. Picking it up, White outside the far circle. Now Michigan gets it back into the neutral zone. Forrester resets at her own blue line. Forrester feeds it down the far boards. Now coming up the near boards, that dumped in deep by Morris into the near corner of the Michigan zone. Katie German sweeps it over to Izzy German outside the far circle, trying to pick that up as Swanson. Now Hansen trying to chip away at it as that puck still outside the far circle. 18-12 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far. Adrian holding into the Michigan zone. There's a shot stopped by Poneth. Izzy German into the far corner. Gets it right back behind the goal. Michigan down the near boards, trying to get it ahead to Lindahl is Hansen. That puck chipped and held in at the near point. Stitt has it poked away. Good defensive play by the captain, Katie German. Comes outside the near circle. Able to hold it in is Goodwin at the near point. That puck comes into the near corner. Trying to get out is Parent. That knocked away from Wood. Comes all the way back to the far point. Moved over to Goodwin, top of the near circle. There's a blast. Blocker saved by Poneth. That puck outside the near circle. Trying to pull it away. And fired out in front. Stitt had it now. Top of the near circle. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl has it poked away. Held in. Wood trying to get back to it. Now pulled away and fired ahead all the way through the neutral zone. Smolinski has it at her own blue line. She fires it ahead. That right back into the Michigan end. Katie German feeds it. Knocked down by Villiard. Now coming in. Trying to get to it is Gregan, but that knocked away by Hansen. Hansen trying to pull it. Katie German in the far corner gets it over to Simmer down the near board. Simmer trying to feed that. Shaw got in the way. Battle for it right at the near point in the Michigan zone. Villier puts it back outside the near circle. Eagleson trying to get it there. Eagleson back to the near point. Shaw fires it all the way around the boards. That'll be picked up by Gregan outside the far circle, who puts it right back behind Poneth. Gustafson trying to pull that away. Picked up by Hung. Trying to grab it. That coming back from behind. Eagleson trying to fire it out in front. That's sent right back behind the Michigan goal. Down the near boards. Michigan banks it all the way out into the neutral zone. That'll saucer into the Adrian end. That'll be picked up by Gregan as Carr trying to knock it away. Picked up by Shaw underneath the near circle. Here comes Lazar with a shot that just goes wide. As Robinson has the puck outside the far circle, gets it back into the neutral zone. Ceballos retreats as Adrian goes for a line change. Flazar down the near boards. Flazar moves it ahead. Hung trying to get to it, knocked away, but Flazar gains the zone. Flazar, puck Manages to escape into the near corner. Chasing it around is Pichet underneath the far circle. Pichet feeds it back into the neutral zone. Fired in by Kolwich. That'll go right back behind Burt into the near corner. Shaw has it outside the near circle. Flazar trying to move it away. Gordon fires it through the crease. All the way back out to Kolwich outside the far circle. The puck loose on the far circle. Gordon trying to get to it and brought back into the neutral zone. Michigan sets up shop. Flazar gains his own. Flazar moves it over. Here comes Gordon. Gordon with a shot. Oh, the save. Getting the toe on it was Burt. The puck into the far corner. Chipped back behind. Good opportunity for the Maize in Blue. Morris comes down the near boards and tipped, trying to get to it. Loose in the slot and fired ahead. Pichet with it down the far boards. Now Wiltshire gets it into Michigan end. Bucksbaum has it on the far circle of her own zone. Bucksbaum gets it to Cummings. Cummings weaving through traffic, fires it deep. Matthews chases it into the far corner. Picked up back there. Morris trying to get to it. Knocked away. Battle for it in the far corner. Matthews trying to get it away from Peterson. And right back behind by Forrester. Forrester gets it over to Morris. Outside the far circle, comes right back behind into the near corner. Forrester feeds it ahead to White. White backhands it into the neutral zone. Intercepted, fired right back in by Izzy German. And slips right back behind Burt. Malashevsky with it in along the end boards. Malashevsky trying to keep it away from Peterson there. She's battling a pair of Bulldogs. Matthews in trying to knock that away as it continues to be pinned on those end boards. Now Cummings trying to get to it. That slips back to the far point. Held in by Izzy German. So that goes right back behind Burt. Tipped over to Forrester in the near corner of the Adrian zone. Forrester fires it through the neutral zone. Picked up. Here comes Adrian down the near boards as Turnbull has it top of the near circle. Sticked into the near corner by Poneth. Turnbull trying to pull it away. Now Malashevsky sends it along the near boards. Goodwin taps it right back into the near corner for Wood. Picked up by Turnbull. Back behind. Malashevsky pulls that puck away. Izzy German trying to get to it. Now coming down the far boards. Here comes Lindahl as she got it from Swanson. Lindahl with the breakaway. Lindahl comes in. Lindahl puts it in and it's a goal! Lindahl scores at 13:37 and Michigan takes the 1-0 lead on the Adrian Bulldogs. Fantastic to see Michigan goal that at 13:37 as that was Lindahl set up, I believe, by Swanson. As that puck down the far boards, Michigan already with more goals than they scored last night. 1-0 lead. Here comes Hansen trying to come in and tipped right back behind into the near corner. Trying to pull that away as Parent. Shaw has it back behind the goal now. Gregan in the far corner of her own zone. Stitt brings it ahead. She had the first goal last night. She can be very dangerous as Lindahl trying to pull it off the boards in front of her own zone. That fired in. Here comes Parent. Parent trying to make a move. Good job by Ceballos to knock that away. Shaw with a shot and a save by Poneth. 13:01 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Lindahl had a breakaway yesterday and Burt able to stop that one. Michigan had some really good chances in the third. Despite the kind of a lack of a lot of shots, Michigan had some opportunities in the third. Just couldn't get to it in yesterday's game, so it's good to see them already on the scoreboard today. Fed ahead to the blue line, chip back into the near corner, racing over to get it is Eagleson. Fires it right out in front. That's through the crease. Grabbed high slot. Morris sends it over top of the far circle. Back to Morris. Morris moves it over to Forrester. Top of the near circle. Hung got her stick on it into the near corner. Pulled in along the near boards. Hung feeds it ahead. Now Simmer trying to get it out of the zone. Pull back over to Bucksbaum outside the near circle. Eagleson trying to knock that away. Villiard holding it in. Now Forrester fires it right back behind the Michigan goal. Robinson tries to get it there, the puck. Now here comes Carr down the far boards. Carr feeds it all the way to Simmer. Simmer trying to get it in. Puck wouldn't settle down for her. Pulled away by Adrian in along the near boards and quickly sent ahead to Villiard. Villiard sends it deep into the Michigan zone. Adrian going from a line change, picked up. Here comes Katie German trying to get it over to Simmer. That bounces off the boards. They'll go all the way back into the far corner. Swept around is Smolinski down the near boards. McCurl sends it. That intercepted by Flazar. She's had some good moments already so far. Tipped back coming down the far board. Smolinski with it. Battle for it right in front of the Adrian bench now, pulling it in. Here comes Pichet at the far point. That pulled away. Ferris trying to knock that back. Michigan has it in the slot. In along the near boards, ricocheted off the near boards. Here comes Flazar. Flazar moves it over, coming in. Ferris, top of the far circle. That went off of his skate. Wiltshire sends it all the way back, bouncing into the Michigan zone. 11-14 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Nice job feeding it ahead as that was tipped by Malashevsky. Stopped, and Burt will cover it up as Cummings was right on the doorstep. 11:04 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That'll be to the left of Burt. Matthews trying to get to it. That pulled down the near boards. Racing ahead with it is White. White gets it deep into the Michigan zone. White into the near corner. Gustafson knocks it away from her. White trying to peel it off of the end boards. Malashevsky coming in. Now the puck into the near corner. Adrian controls. Sent back to Shaw. Shaw shot from the near point. That deflects into the near corner. Malashevsky trying to knock it away. Shaw comes down to pinch. That grabbed and fired all the way down the ice. That is going to be icing and head back into the Michigan end. Again, college and professional, you cannot get a line change on an icing call. High school, you can. If you ever notice the difference between those sports. Malashevsky in to take the face-off in the near face-off circle. That is to the right of Poneth. And now they move it over to the far face-off circle. I wasn't the only one who was confused. Half the players on one, half the players on the other. Peterson on the other side of the face-off circle. That puck loose, now brought away. Here comes Michigan down the near board. Spinning back is Gustafson into the near corner. She rims it all the way over to the far boards. Now set up for Cummings. Cummings through the neutral zone. Cummings gains the zone. Cummings, top of the near circle. Cummings. That shot got deflected back into the far corner. Gregan back there trying to dig it away. Matthews trying to pull it back there. Sent outside the far circle. Now loose. Michigan able to try and hold it in. Now down the near boards. Here comes White. White gains the Michigan zone, fires it back deep. Ceballos knocks it down, picked up back behind by Kolwich. Kolwich has that puck knocked away, now sent into the near corner by Ceballos, trying to avoid pressure by Peterson. That puck deflects high slot as Forrester able to hold it in. Now picked up, Michigan gets it all the way back out into the neutral zone. Forrester at her own blue line, deflects it off of the near boards, over for Stitt. Knocked away by Malashevsky, picked up into the near corner by Wood, goes right back behind the Michigan goal. Wood trying to get it out in front, that knocked away. Here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky feeds it. Swanson brings it down the ice. Swanson gains it. Swanson, top of the far circle, trying to get it to Lindahl. That knocked away. Good defense by the Bulldogs as that puck will go right back behind Burt. All the way back to the near point, held in by Lindahl. Lindahl moves it to Hansen on the far circle. Hansen backhanded pass. Lindahl trying to get to it. Oh, the puck wouldn't settle down. Lindahl just on the near side of the goal. Buxbaum holds it in with a shot. That deflects off the far boards. Picked up there by Goodwin, who heads through the neutral zone. Goodwin shovels it into the Michigan zone. Fired right back to Hansen at her own blue line. Hansen coming down the far boards, trying to get it through the snow there in front of the benches. Hansen spins with it, gets it on that far circle. That tipped all the way back to the high slot. Grabbed by Katie German. Backhands it in. That goes into the near corner. Now sent outside the near circle. Eagleson fires it around. There's a broken stick back behind there. Picked up in along the near boards. Eagleson banks it right back. Trying to get into the neutral zone. Carr knocks it away. Puck into the near corner. Goodwin with it there. Goodwin trying to feed it ahead to Eagleson. Eagleson trying to get it around Katie German, who pinches. That picked up outside the near circle. Villiard has it back behind her own goal. Villiard sets up shop there, sends it into the far corner. Miranda trying to pull that away. Now Robinson sends it into the near corner for it. Bringing it ahead. That puck all the way back into the neutral zone. Izzy German feeds it. That will be deflected. Shot on goal. Picked up by Miranda back behind. Eagleson has it outside the near circle. Grab. Now here comes Pichet. Pichet Now cross ice pass over to Wiltshire. Michigan rims it around the boards over to Flazar outside the near circle. Flazar trying to feed it ahead. That grab by Shaw right at center ice, sent right back into the Michigan zone. Cevallos races back to try and get to it. Cevallos, or that fight ahead, right back into the neutral zone by Izzy German as that puck will go into the near corner. Gregan picks it up there. Gregan underneath the far circle. That deflected. McCurrow trying to get to it. Held in outside the near circle. Good job by Ferris. Now Gordon has it. Gordon outside the near circle. Ferris trying to chip away at it. As that centering attempt, Wiltshire picks that off and comes down the other direction. Wiltshire ricochets it off the near boards back into the Michigan zone. Michigan gets it right back into the neutral zone. Flazar trying to pull that away. Puck loose. Gathered up by Peterson, who comes into the Michigan zone. Gordon trying to separate her from the puck. There's a shot that goes just wide, picked up back behind. Grabbing it outside the near circle is Peterson. Gustafson into the near corner. Battle for it there. Gustafson gets it over to Gordon. Gordon underneath the far circle. Ahead to Ferris. Ferris trying to get it out of the zone. That puck back into the neutral zone. Forrester has it at her own blue line, sends it deep into the Michigan zone. That should be icing, and it will be. That'll head back into the Adrian end. 6:34 left to go here in the first. 1-0, Michigan with the lead. They would love to add a little bit more, get a little bit of a cushion. Adrian wants that game-tying goal. Face-off will be to Bert's right in the far face-off circle. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. As that puck back into the far corner, helped along by Wiltshire. Ahead to White, down the near boards, back into the neutral zone. Bucksbaum feeds it down the near boards. Matthews trying to get to it. Forrester into the near corner, feeds across the ice pass. Picked up and lifted all the way down the neutral zone. Deflected off the near board. Bucksbaum trying to knock it away from White. Bucksbaum trying to get the puck to settle down. Now Cummings gets it right to center. Cummings off of the near boards of the neutral zone. Bucksbaum feeds it ahead. Loose and along the near boards. Brought ahead by Adrian back into the Michigan zone. Bucksbaum chases it into the near corner, trying to avoid pressure by Stitt. Puck into the far corner as Kolwich trying to get to that. That comes all the way outside the near circle. Forrester puts it into the near corner for Stitt. Bucksbaum trying to separate Stitt from the puck. Loose, now trying to pull it away. Still a battle. Malashevsky trying to get to it. Now that pulled down the near boards. Here comes Michigan. Bucksbaum, cross-ice pass, getting it over to Matthews. Matthews trying to use her body to protect it. Now that fired back deep by Cummings into the far corner. Gathered up by Adrian back behind their own goal. Forrester has it underneath the far circle and feeds it ahead. Now intercepted by Lindahl. Lindahl comes back behind the goal, trying to feed it out in front. Bouncing puck onto the far circle and rimmed all the way around. Back to the near point. Back into the neutral zone. Lindahl trying to hold it in. Now Hansen feeds it back to center ice. Hansen spins with the puck. Hansen trying to avoid pressure by Robinson. Tries to fire it back in deep. That goes into the far corner. Gathered up there, Lindahl chasing it. Forrester into the near corner, ahead to Eagleson. Eagleson down the near boards. That's swept away by Swanson, but ahead to Robinson. Robinson has that knocked away by Hansen into the near corner where Katie German picks it up. Katie German knocked off the puck, but here comes Izzy down the far boards. Izzy German gets it back into the neutral zone. Smolinski fires it ahead. That loose right at center ice. Pulling it in, here comes Villiard. Villiard at the far point. Drop pass there. Outside the far circle, coming back around. Villiard has it in along the end boards, knocked off of the puck. Now chasing it into the near corner. That's sent back to Goodwin at the near point. Goodwin sends it wide, gathered up by Michigan in the near corner, trying to knock it away from Eagleson. Eagleson trying to pick that up. Her and Katie German pinned against the boards. Still gathering, still trying to knock that away. Katie German trying to pull it away. Villiard trying to fire it out in front. Now Goodwin tips it right back in along the end boards. Villiard chases it back. Now Katie German comes away with it, feeding it ahead back into the neutral zone. Intercepted there by Goodwin, sent down the far boards, bringing it in. Smolinski fires it all the way around the boards into the near corner. Izzy German swipes it all the way over to Katie German down the far boards. Katie German over to Simmer. Simmer through center ice. Simmer gains the zone. Her shot was partially blocked by Shaw in along the end boards. Gregan trying to pull it away. Shaw underneath the far circle, feeds it back to the blue line, tipped ahead to McCurl. McCurl through center ice. McCurl gains his own. McCurl makes a nifty move onto the far circle, stops there. McCurl loses it in along the far boards, gets it over to Shaw, top of the near circle, shot there. Deflected into the near corner. Simmer trying to get to it. Now Ceballos back behind the goal. Carr in along the far boards. Carr feeds it back to the far point. Held in there by Adrian. Battle for it. Top of the far circle. Swept right back to Gregan at the far point, who feeds it outside the far circle. Carr brings it ahead. Carr gets it into the neutral zone. Is trying to clear the zone is Adrian. They bring it right back in, but knocked away by Simmer. Ceballos goes right back behind Ponith underneath the near circle. Ceballos sends it down the near boards. Shaw holds it in at the near point. Hunt trying to knock it away. She ends up down on the ice right at the near point. Peterson trying to fire it ahead as well. White now, and there is a whistle. 2:33 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face-off is going to come. It's like at the near face-off circle just outside the Adrian zone. Gordon in to take the face-off. Peterson on the other side. Flazar to Gordon's right. Ferris to her left. Puck in along the near boards, controlled by Adrian. Now Bucksbaum feeds it head to Flazar. Flazar, that knocked away. Bucksbaum now gets it. Coming in Ferris. Ferris makes her way on the far circle. Ferris trying to come in. Shaw goes down to the ice to block that. The puck in along the end boards right back behind Burt. Into the far corner. Gregan trying to get it out. Turnbull battling there. The puck on the far circle. Lifted down to White, down the near boards. White comes ahead with it. White into the Michigan zone. That fired back deep. Bucksbaum chases it. White takes it right back behind the Michigan goal. Into the near corner. Peterson trying to pull that away. Kolich knocks it away. Now pulled back behind by White. White shifts directions, trying to feed it out in front, and oh, that got deflected off of a Michigan skate. Great job by Ponith to knock it away. Coming down the near boards, Kolich gets it ahead. There's a shot from the near point, deflected, trying to come in. Gordon sweeps it back to the blue line, held in there by Forrest, who fires it deep into the far corner. Turnbull picks it up there. Turnbull pinned against the boards by Bucksbaum. Puck comes right back behind the Michigan goal. Forrester with it there. Forrester into the far corner. Ferris trying to get to it, back to the far point, coming in. There's a shot that gets deflected out in front, loose. Gordon trying to get to it. She's on the ice. That pulled back underneath the far circle. Here comes Michigan, as that's lifted out of play. 1:10 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. I'm going to keep that one in the Michigan zone since it was fired from the defensive side out into the Michigan bench. Michigan would love to get this cleared and get a line change. Gordon in, taking the face off. On the other side is Wood, picked up, high slot, trying to come through. Good job to knock it away, but held in at the far point by Morris. Into the near corner. Parent trying to fire it out in front. Parent underneath the far, into the far corner, trying to get it over to Stitt. Now trying to pull it along the far boards. Michigan comes away with it as they get it back into the neutral zone. Kolich there. Now Gordon trying to knock it away. Bucksbaum trying to poke it a little further down the ice. That'll slide all the way down. 42 seconds left to go. Back into the Adrian end. Forrester sends it down the near boards. Deflects back into the Michigan defensive zone. Izzy German ricochets it off the near boards. Here comes Parent trying to get it over to Pichet. Puck loose, top of the near circle, trying to knock it away. Here comes Michigan down the near boards. Cummings feeds it all the way over to Matthews. Matthews, that gets caught in the snow, fired deep into the Adrian zone. Goodwin right back into the far corner, shovels it ahead. That puck comes all the way back, held in. Good job. Swept back by Katie German into the near corner. Trying to dig it out of the near corner. 6 seconds left to go. Now 4, 3, 2, 1, and that will do it for the first. Final shot. Cummings gets one away, but it is Michigan 1 and Adrian nothing at the end of 1, as it was at the 13:37 mark. Lindahl took a pass from Swanson, came all the way in. Beautiful backhanded shot and gets the goal. We will play a few messages. We will play a little bit of the Michigan marching band, and then we will come back for your second period. We'll also have an intermission scoreboard report. But first, a little bit of the Michigan Marching Band. You are watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. as we are about to get going here, as we'll take a look at our intermission scoreboard report. Taking a look at D1 scores, it is yesterday University of Utah falling to Arizona State University 3-2. Arizona State with the lead. As it is University of Denver falling to Rhode Island. Rhode Island beat Denver 4-0. And then it was Aquinas 3, Grand Valley State 1 yesterday. Penn State beat Davenport 5-0. It was Miami beating Lake Superior State 7-3. Colorado beat Colorado State 5-2. It was Niagara 2, UMass nothing. Midland beat University of Minnesota 1-0. And then taking a look, it was Jamestown beating McKendree 2-1. Liberty beat Maryville 3-0. It was Minot beating Lindenwood 5-0. And that is your intermission scoreboard report. We're going to play a few more things really quickly here, and we'll be right back. Let us stop that as both teams are coming back out. We were just trying to fix a little progressive versus interlace issue over the break, and we'll just roll on with what we have. Michigan with the 1-0 lead here. 2:52 left to go in the intermission. Both squads out. Michigan will go from right to left in the second period. Ponitz skates down to the right. Michigan trying to get a big win versus Adrian. They have the 1-0 lead. Adrian won last night 2-0. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Matthews to the left. And Cummings to the right. It's Izzy and Katie German back behind on the other side. Pichet in to take the face-off. Wiltshire to her right. And we are underway. That puck right back grabbed in along the far boards. Tipped all the way back in along the far boards. Grabbed by Gregan as she'll go back behind Burt. Oh, that puck got stuck there. as Shaw has it back behind her own goal. Shaw into the near corner. Matthews trying to pull it away. That tipped outside the near circle. Well, Wiltshire has it. Knocked away by Malashevsky. Now Matthews trying to pull it away. Pichet in there as well. Gregan sends it to Shaw. Right back behind her own goal. That fed into the slot. Malashevsky with a shot that got deflected. Matthews trying to pick it up. That fired ahead. Now Izzy German trying to swipe it. Racing down. McCurrow gains the zone. McCurrow coming in. Shot. That got deflected. Great job back there by Katie German to deflect that shot. Here comes Michigan. Katie German ricochets it off the far boards. That goes all the way back towards the goal. That'll be stopped by Burt, sent right back behind. Matthews trying to get to it. The puck in along the far boards. Hansen holds it in. The puck on the far circle picked up by Forrester in the far corner. Forrester cross ice pass. Now Adrian sends it through the neutral zone right into Michigan zone. Ceballos racing back to get it. The puck in the far corner, trying to fire it out in front for Turnbull. That comes right out in front, deflected. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl races ahead. Lindahl and Swanson in. Lindahl fires it to Swanson. Swanson shot, and Goodwin able to get into the way. Excellent defense by Goodwin. The puck, Lindahl holds it in and fires it all the way around the boards into the near corner. Morris has it there. Chipped right back to the blue line, bringing it ahead. Peterson has it. Peterson fires it. That knocked down by Gustafson. Hansen now has it back to Gustafson outside the near circle of her own zone. Trying to fire it ahead. That got deflected by Turnbull. Comes back into the near corner where Bucksbaum has it. Bucksbaum feeds it all the way. Comes outside outside the Michigan zone. Adrian has it now picked up. Coming down the far boards. Wood gets it back into the Michigan end. Bucksbaum outside the far circle. Goes right back behind Ponith. Bucksbaum feeds it in along the far boards. Grabbed there by Simmer. Simmer sends it all the way down into the Adrian end. Racing back to get it is Gregan. She gets it before it crosses the goal line. Gregan in the far corner. Gregan feeds it down the far boards. Shaw trying to feed it ahead. Puck loose on the far circle. Simmer trying to get to it. That pull back. Now coming down the far boards. Here comes Turnbull. Parent. Parent has it outside the far circle. Good job to knock that away. Puck comes into the near corner. Feeding it down the far boards. Carr trying to get it ahead to Flazar, but that intercepted. Now Adrian sends it right back into the Michigan zone. Kolwich has it right back behind her own goal. Kolwich trying to feed it ahead. Carr down the near boards. Carr, that tipped all the way back by Flazar. No icing. That will come into the far corner. And sent outside the near circle. Forrester gets it ahead. Here comes Robinson. Robinson on the near circle of the Michigan zone. Good job by Izzy German to stay with her and knock it away. Izzy German down the near boards. Izzy German gets it, trying to get it over to Carr. That picked up. Hung trying to fire it ahead. That knocked down by Villiard. Now fired all the way back to the blue line. Forrester gets it back into the Michigan end. And sent back top of the near circle. Robinson with a shot and a save by Ponith. 16:38 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to Ponith's left. Billiard in to take the face-off versus Gordon. Gustafson underneath the near circle gets it over to Ferris outside the near circle. That comes out. Miranda trying to send it back into the zone. Michigan had it in the neutral zone, picked up at their own blue line. Here comes Lazar down the far boards. She dumps it deep. That goes into the near corner. Miranda grabbing it there. Miranda goes back behind Burt. That into the far corner. Goodwin coming down the boards. Gordon tries to chip it back. The puck loose on the far circle. Here comes Adrian as they move it ahead. Ricochet it off the near boards. Robinson fires it deep into the Michigan end. Right back behind the Michigan goal. Ceballos into the far corner trying to get away from Billiard. That intercepted coming in. There's a shot. Good save. Pad save by Ponith into the far corner. Lazar sends it back over to Ceballos. Ceballos over to Ferris outside the near circle trying to get around Gregan. That puck to the blue line, but not out. Coming over, McCurrow with a shot. That got blocked by Ceballos. McCurrow into the far corner. McCurrow outside the far circle. Gets it. High slot for Gregan. Now over to the far point. Shot there. Deflects outside. Underneath the far circle. Grabbing it. There is Wiltshire. Wiltshire moves it into the near corner. That chase picked up by Adrian as making a move. Pichet with the shot. Lazar got a piece of her stick, and that comes right back behind. Wraparound attempt. Ponith, didn't he? I'm not even sure she saw it coming, but got the pad out there Good job. There's another shot. Poneth kicks it away and covers it up. Oh, boy. Poneth having to make some nifty moves in the crease to keep it 1-0 as Adrian with a lot of pressure on that shift. 15:09 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face off to Poneth's right in the far face off circle. Malashevsky in there versus Pichet. That comes outside the far circle. Shot there. Deflects. Here comes Michigan coming down the far board. Swept over to Matthews down the near boards. Matthews brings it in. Trying to get it over to Cummings. That goes into the far corner. Shaw trying to feed it back out of the zone. Held in at the far point by Michigan. Good job as that comes right back behind Burke. Gregan sends it along the near boards. Matthews with it there, gets it into the near corner. Trying to pull that away is Cummings. The puck in along the far boards. McCurl with it. McCurl over on blue line, trying to get it ahead. Wiltshire fires it deep. That goes wide to the far side. Gathered up by Kolwich. Kolwich fires it down the near boards. That lifted, tipped right back to Malashevsky. Now brought in by Peterson. Tipped over to Matthews. Good defensive play by Kolwich. The puck down the far boards. Rifled all the way back in deep by Cummings into the far corner. Now Forrester has it underneath the far circle. That got deflected off of an Adrian player. Forrester picks it up back behind Burke coming down the far boards. Here comes Adrian racing through as White pinned against the boards. Centers it up for Turnbull. That puck put outside the far circle. Turnbull turns with it. Top of the far circle through the slot. Shot saved by Poneth. Good glove save by Poneth. 13:56 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. So we don't have the shots on goal up on the big board, missing Coach Ned for the entire broadcast, but especially now with him tracking the shots on goal. Face off in the far face off circle. Hansen trying to win that back over to Lindahl. Lindahl coming down the far boards. Lindahl makes a good move, trying to get back behind the defense. Lindahl has Swanson to her right, and getting her stick in the way. Making a good move was Peterson. Otherwise, Swanson would have had a nifty opportunity. That comes top of the near circle, coming deep down into the near corners. Lindahl centering a tip shot. Boy, that looked like it was going in. Beautiful pass right out in front. Michigan with a shot, and that comes out along the back of the goal. 13:31 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Hung in to take the face-off. Simmer to her left, Carr to her right. Wood on the other side. That puck pulled by Carr into the near corner. Back to Gustafson at the near point. Gustafson back to Carr. That rims all the way into the far corner. Simmer trying to chase it. Now Hung outside the far circle, trying to dig it out of the boards. Carr in there as a quintet of players trying to battle for it. That puck comes all the way top of the far circle. Here comes Adrian down the far boards as Parent has it into the far corner. Parent taking it, trying to knock it away. Parent underneath the near circle sends it back to Smolinski at the near point. Smolinski back to Parent on the near corner, tipped away by Hung, but Smolinski holds it in outside the near circle. Stitt with it. Hung trying to knock that away. That puck comes over to Goodwin outside the far circle. Goodwin sends it right back behind the goal. Rimmed all the way around by Ceballos outside the near circle. Smolinski trying to send it out in front. That comes all the way back to the blue line. Shaw holds it in, top of the far circle. Simmer trying to deflect that puck away. Ceballos now knocks it back over to Simmer outside the far circle, held in by Stitt at the far point. Simmer knocks that down. Stitt in along the far boards. Ceballos has it back behind her own goal. Gets it to Gustafson outside the far circle. Now Gustafson brings it ahead. Gustafson trying to get it over to Carr. Carr ends up down on the ice, and that looks like that may be a penalty, as we are going to know that's going to come back into Michigan zone. They must have called a hand pass or a high check. His car ended up down on the ice, but the official with a better view of it than I have. That over. Robinson drops it back to Gregan. Now into the slot. Hung knocks it away. Hung trying to get it out as she's run off the puck. Gustafson has it on the near circle. And all the way over to the far circle. Flazar trying to pull it away. Flazar pinned against the boards by Eagleson. That comes right back as Ceballos has it back behind the goal. Ceballos sends it over to Carr. Carr in along the near boards. And brought back Here comes Villiard. Villiard with a shot that goes wide in along the far boards. Back to the far point. Forrester trying to hold it in. Now Hung has it top of the far circle over to Carr. Carr brings it up the boards. Tips it as Carr goes for a line change. That grab by Gregan ahead to Villiard. Villiard into the neutral zone. That fired right back in. Good job of an interception by Gordon. Tipped away by Ferris right back behind the goal. That puck comes outside the near circle over to Wiltshire into the near corner. Gordon trying to pull it away there. Now coming down the far boards, here comes Adrian. Ferris trying to knock it away. Comes back to Bucksbaum, who fires it right back in. That puck into the far corner. Villiard has it there. Villiard moves it over to Gregan. Gregan down the far boards. Ferris trying to knock that away. Gordon gets a piece of it. Now Cummings trying to hold it in. Puck right back into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Bucksbaum. Fires it down the far boards. Now go right back into the Adrian zone. 10:50 left to go here in the second. 1-0. Michigan with the lead. Michigan has to touch up to avoid a delayed offsides. Here comes Morris, who fires it deep into the Michigan zone. Then intercepted, sent down the far boards. Here comes Cummings. She's knocked off of the puck as that's fired deep into the far corner. Picking it up back behind. Grabbed by Pichet down the far boards. Now McCurrow sends it to the blue line. Now Adrian down the near boards. Goodwin has it. Goodwin outside the near circle of the Michigan zone. Matthews trying to knock that away. Goodwin right back behind Ponnet trying to feed it out in front. That on the far circle. Puck wouldn't settle down for Michigan. Goodwin gets it outside the near circle. And pulled away. Michigan fires it all the way down the ice. Matthews races back to get it. That will be icing. Michigan not allowed to change. That will head back into the Michigan zone. 10:05 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to Ponet's left. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. This to her left is Katie German. As that puck top moves back to the near point. Gregan with the shot that got deflected out in front, trying to feed it into the crease. And fired and ricocheted all the way down the ice. That'll head back into the Adrian zone. 9:52 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Gregan down the near boards. Gregan. That went off of Peterson's skate. Gregan moves it over down the far boards. Racing ahead with it. Shaw fires it back deep. That'll be stopped by Ponnet. She'll cover it up as Peterson was right there. 9:37 left to go here in the second. One to nothing, Michigan with the lead. Face off to Ponet's right in the far face-off circle. Peterson in to take the face-off. That back to the far point, held in by Forrest, who rims it all the way around the boards into the near corner. As that's sent back the other direction. As Katie German trying to get it ahead to Lindahl. That held in at the far point. Here comes Michigan through the neutral zone. Coming ahead with it. Gaining the zone is Hansen. Top of the near circle. Drops it over. Swanson over to Hansen trying to get in. Puck wouldn't settle down. As trying to backhand it out in front was Katie German. But a tripping call, and we'll have our first penalty at 9:09. As that is a tripping call, and Morris into the box for Adrian. Michigan with the first power play of the game. Katie German has it at the far point. Moves it into the far corner for Flazar. Flazar trying to avoid pressure by Shaw. Now Hansen gets it high slot. That moved over top of the near circle for Carr. Carr coming in, shot. Oh, just missed top of the far circle. Hauled in by Katie German. Katie German gets it outside the far circle to Hansen. Hansen trying to shove it back in. Now that over to Carr, high slot. Carr trying to get it over to Hung in the slot. That puck down the near boards. Good job by Carr to hold it in. Goodwin outside the near circle. Fires it as that comes all the way around outside the far circle. Sent right back in by Hung. Flazar outside in the far corner. Now pulled as Lindahl gets it over. High slot for Katie German. Katie German with the shot trying to get it deflected. That comes back out into the neutral zone. 1:12 left to go in the Michigan power play. Michigan trying to pull it in as that fired all the way back deep into the far corner. Racing back to get it is Villiard. Villiard back behind the Michigan goal into the near corner. Carr trying to get it. That'll slip back into the neutral zone and back into the Adrian end. Michigan, 52 seconds left on the power play. Adrian fires it back deep into the Michigan end. Poneth stops it there. Katie German has it. 2 Adrian defenders back in the Michigan zone. Michigan can break out of here. They might be able to make something happen. Here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky moves it down the far boards. Bringing it in is Gordon. Gordon puts it into the far corner. Gordon trying to get around Forrester. Forrester pins it against the boards. As Malashevsky trying to pull that away. Now the puck underneath the near circle. Greggins brings it ahead. That deflected, held in by Lindahl. Lindahl has it poked away as Bucksbaum has it right at center, moves it over to Swanson down the near boards. Swanson ahead. Malashevsky brings it into the zone. Malashevsky outside the near circle, trying to get around Parent. Parent has her pinned against the boards. Now Gordon has her stick held, trying to pull that away. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. That'll do it for the power play for Michigan as Adrian has it pinned against the boards. Trying to dig out of there is Malashevsky. Parent has it pinned as now that puck in the near corner. Adrian sends it down the near boards. Now Wiltshire at her own blue line. Wiltshire through center ice. Wiltshire and trying to fire at that stick outside the far circle as Poneth gets run into. 6:46 left to go. That's going to be an interference call. As Forrester into the box, Adrian picks up their next penalty at 6:46. As Forrester goes into the box, they'll call it interference. Could have been goaltender interference as well. Face off in the near face off circle. Gordon in to take the face off. Pichet on the other side. That puck as Malashevsky battling, trying to get it out in front. The puck into the near corner. Gordon trying to feed that around. Shaw has it as they pin it against the boards. That comes out. Tipped in along the end boards. Picked up by Pichet down the far boards as she'll fire it all the way back. Bucksbaum has it at center ice. Over to Swanson. Swanson gets it ahead. Malashevsky trying to bring it in. Here comes Swanson. Swanson moves it into the slot. Lindahl coming in, poked away from her. Now Malashevsky with a shot. Burke gets it. There's another shot off the side of the net. Puck outside the near circle. Swanson trying to get it that fired all the way down on edge, down into the Michigan zone. Poneth stops it. Bucksbaum comes back behind the goal, feeds it into the far corner for Lindahl. 1:12 left to go in the Michigan power play. Swanson trying to avoid pressure. Swanson feeds it ahead. Miranda gets it back into the neutral zone, but brought in by Hung, who fires it back deep. 5:47 left to go here in the second. That cleared all the way down the ice. Katie German racing down. Wiltshire right behind her. Katie German picks it up. Moves it into the near corner. Now Katie German bringing it ahead for Carr, trying to avoid heavy pressure by Adrian. Now fed ahead down the far boards to Carr. And chipped. Lazar has it. She ends up down on the ice but fires it. And intercepted right back into the neutral zone. Michigan has to touch up to avoid a delayed offsides. Down the near boards, here comes Hansen. Hansen has it tipped away from her. Goodwin into the near corner, sends it around. Hung into the far corner, trying to tip it in along the far boards. Miranda has it pinned there. Michigan trying to dig it out. Now Hung has it back behind the goal. Hung ridden down as the puck into the near corner. Carr fires it right out in front. Whistle, stoppage in play. Seven seconds left on the Michigan power play. As Burt getting her protective gear back on. She had an issue with her padding last night. Malashevsky in to take the face-off on the far face-off circle. That to Burt's left. And puck into the far corner, rimmed all the way into the near corner. Shaw with it. Shaw trying to chip it ahead, knocked down at center ice by Kolwich. Kolwich trying to move it over. That pulled away by Parent down the far boards. Parent into the far corner. Parent right back behind the Michigan goal. Now Parent comes underneath, or excuse me, that was Reyes, who had it back behind that puck outside the near circle. Gregan at the near point. Outside the near circle, trying to come in. That fired. High slot. Shaw with the shot and a save by Ponith. 4:20 left to go here in the second. 1-0, Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That's Wooden to take the face-off. As Hansen puts it into the far corner, Ceballos swings it around the boards. Now back out into the neutral zone. Gregan will chase it back into our own zone. That goes into the near corner. Lindahl racing to get it. Shaw into the far corner. Fires it. That held in at the far point by Swanson. Trying to battle, trying to keep it in. Digging right in front of the Michigan bench, right at that far point. Quartet of players trying to poke away, trying to lever, trying to dig it out. And there will a little quicker whistle that time than they did in the when Michigan had the power play, but that is what it is. Face-off in the near face-off circle outside of the Adrian zone. Hansen in to take the face-off versus Villiard. That comes back into the Adrian zone. Tipped in along the near boards, racing back to get it is Gustafson. That deflects to Hansen right at her own blue line. Chipped back. That will be offsides, the call at 3:42 left to go here in the second. Michigan 1, Adrian nothing. Face-off in the near face-off circle, or at the far face-off circle outside the Michigan zone. Hansen versus Villiard. That puck all the way back to the Adrian blue line down the near boards. That fired ahead. Robinson with it. Trying to chip it away as Gustafson. Gustafson back behind the goal. And into the far corner. Eagleson with it. Eagleson trying to chip it back. Grabbed by Ceballos. Ceballos trying to rim it around. Battling a pair of Adrian players. That comes all the way back to the far point. Forrester with the shot. That deflects. Top of the near circle. Morris with the shot. I think Hansen took it off of a leg. That puck in along the end boards. Ceballos gets it back over to Hansen into the far corner. That lifted back to Forrester at the far point. Forrester holds it in. Forrester that deflected on the far circle. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to get it down the boards. Hansen chips it back deep into the far corner of the Adrian zone. 2:56 left to go here in the second. 1-0, Michigan with the lead. Adrian sets up behind their own goal. Coming down the near boards. Robinson with it. Robinson trying to move it ahead to Forrester. That fired all the way back deep. Picked up by Katie German in the far corner. Katie German brings it ahead. That over to Swanson. Intercepted. Here comes Adrian. But Michigan gets that pass as Flazar puts it in along the far boards. McCurl brings it back into the slot. Looking for a one-timer was Pichet. Wouldn't go. That puck lifted back to the blue line. And fired right back in. Katie German races back behind her own goal to get it in the far corner. 2:18 left to go here in the second. Michigan moves it all the way down the ice. That'll ricochet off the near board and icing called. Back into Michigan zone it goes. 2:09 left to go here in the second. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Ponit's right. Pichet in to take the face-off. I believe that's Gordon on the other side. That puck into the far corner, controlled, sent all the way around the boards by Michigan. Gregan trying to hold it in. That puck right at the near point. Bouncing puck in along the near boards. Wiltshire with it. Wiltshire. Centering attempt. Flazar down the far boards. Flazar. Through the neutral zone. Flazar chips it ahead. Flazar coming in. Flazar centering attempt. And knocks off of the near boards. Coming down the near boards. Here comes Pichet. Now Gordon trying to hold it in. Slips back out into the neutral zone. Chipped away. Back to Pichet. Pichet trying to move it ahead. Now pulled down the near boards. Knocked right back away by Ferris. That puck into the slot. Moved back. High slot for Shaw. That tipped. Sticked by Ponith onto the far circle. Here comes Simmer. Simmer. Puck wouldn't settle down. That got all the way back into the neutral zone. Ferris trying to reach back to get it. Ferris goes off the ice. Puck into the near corner. Michigan gets a line change as Gregan has it back behind her own goal. Simmer racing back to get it. Now Carr chasing as Adrian back behind their own goal. sends it down the near boards. Turnbull gets it back into the neutral zone, but Izzy German, cross-ice pass, trying to get it over to Hung. Shaw deflects it to the far point, held in by Carr, but now brought ahead. Turnbull racing ahead with it with 52 seconds left. Save by Poneth on a blast from Turnbull from the near circle. Face-off in the near face-off circle, that to Poneth's left. 49.4 seconds left to go here in the second. Michigan up 1-0. As Morris trying to get it back, top of the near circle. That comes into the near corner for Peterson. Peterson, centering attempt. That goes all the way through outside the far circle. Simmer trying to pull it away into the far corner. That lifted all the way back to the far point. Grabbed there as Forrester sends it outside the far circle. Now Morris, high slot, back to Forrester, top of the far circle. Deflected away, great defense by Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum moves it ahead, but that held back in. 20 seconds left to go here in the second. Gustafson puts it into the far corner. Grabbed there by Cummings, sent all the way around the boards. Back to the near point as Carr will get it all the way down. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that will do it for the second. Michigan takes the 1-0 lead into the second. 2 power plays for Michigan, 1 at 9:09 on a tripping call. That one to Morris and 1 to Forrester for interference at 6:46. But that is all to report in the second period. We go into the third, 1-0. Michigan with the lead. And it is the second intermission, so you know what time it is. It's time for I Can't Turn You Loose.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his blues band. Gary Lewis and his blues band.
as we are getting ready at the second intermission to head back into the third period. But first, it's time for our intermission scoreboard report for your Michigan scoreboard report. Yesterday, men's tennis faced off against Nevada. Michigan won that one 4-0. For track and field women's, it was the Michigan Invitational, which was a non-scoring event. The men had the Michigan Invitational as well, which was non-scoring. Women's basketball, Michigan State beat Michigan 82-61. That was up at the Breslin Center. In water polo, Michigan beat St. Francis in Ann Arbor. That was 18-2. In women's tennis, Michigan beat Arkansas 4-0. In women's gymnastics, Michigan beat number 22 Nebraska 196.900 to 195.275. In men's basketball, Michigan lost to Iowa here in Ann Arbor. That was 88-78. In water polo, Michigan beat number 22 LIU, Long Island University, 14-9. And in Michigan hockey, Michigan lost to number 3 Wisconsin. They beat them the day before, but lost at Yost Ice Arena 6-5 in overtime. Taking a board report. Had a little bit of an internet blip there on the Wi-Fi. Hopefully that didn't cause any issues, except for my heart to skip about 10 beats there. Yeah, we are headed into the third period, where it is Michigan 1, Adrian 0. Michigan looking to get a huge win versus the Adrian Bulldogs. Adrian won yesterday at Adrian 2-0. Michigan hoping to keep this lead all throughout the third and get a big win versus number 3 in the ACHA. Adrian, Michigan dropped down to number 6 after a loss to Michigan State. As we are counting down, both squads getting ready to come back in as the officials have the nets back on the moorings, and Ponith ready to lead Michigan onto the ice. It's Peterson on the other side looking to lead the Bulldogs out. As the Adrian coach is back on the bench, here comes Michigan, as Michigan will be going from left to right in this, the all-important third period. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much for watching, cheering, for whichever team you're cheering for, wherever you're at. Thank you for supporting these wonderful, amazing athletes. We are very, very grateful for you and your support. Both squads gathered around the coaching bench getting last-moment instructions as Coach Upton and Coach Tribbiano head back onto the bench for Michigan. 20 minutes up on the clock here in the third. As Lions game is supposed to be at 6:30, so looks like we should be done in perfect time for you to catch a little pregame there. Let some of these folks in the stands try and get back home to watch, if you are a football fan. If not, there's probably more hockey on somewhere else. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. Pichet on the other side. As that puck sitting right at the block M, sent down the near boards. Izzy German races back, trying to get it away from Wilshire. Izzy German sends it down the far boards. Matthews now trying to feed it that back out into the neutral zone. Shaw coming down the near boards, fires it back deep. That ricochets off of the dasher into the far corner. Izzy German lifts it all the way back to the far point. As that comes all the way out, Malashevsky fires it down the ice. That is a check, and that will be a illegal body check right at the bench, too. Not a fun place to get checked into. And Michigan will be back on the power play. So you are not allowed to do that in women's hockey. McCurl goes into the box. Another Adrian penalty, that their third. 19-30, as that is a illegal body check. Face off in the Adrian zone. That is going to be DeBert's left. Hung in the near face-off circle in to take that face-off versus Peterson. That comes, Katie German has it, top of the near circle, moves it over to Hansen. Katie German trying to hold it in. That comes out. Katie German trying to get to it. White down the near boards and swept into the near corner. Carr has it there. Carr coming right back behind the Michigan goal. Carr coming down the far boards. Carr banks it off the near boards, racing up to get it is Hung. That flung back to the Michigan blue line. Carr picks it up there, moves it over to Katie German. Katie German, her pass got deflected. Carr racing down the far boards. That chip back, but grabbed right at center. Moved over to Katie German down the near boards. Very aggressive penalty kill here by Adrian. Tipped away. Good defensive play as Peterson was trying to make a move that sent right back in. Poneth puts it into the near corner for Katie German. Katie German ahead to Hansen. Hansen at her own blue line. Hansen feeds ahead to Carr. Carr gains his own. Carr takes a shot. Burt puts it into the far corner. Morris trying to get it out of the zone. Held in by Hung. Here comes Carr into the slot, and that puck slips off of her stick all the way back to the Michigan blue line. Buckspot moves it over to Hansen at her own blue line. Hansen feeds it down the near boards. Tipped by Malashevsky, who was put into the boards. Grabbed and lifted all the way down into the Michigan end. 36 seconds left on the Michigan power play. Picked up by Bucksbaum, trying to avoid pressure by Stitt back in the Michigan zone. That ahead to Lindahl. Lindahl moves it down the near boards. That intercepted. Forrester sends it back. Villiard trying to pull it away. That right back behind the Michigan goal. 17 seconds left. So Adrian kept the puck down in the Michigan end throughout a lot of this power play. Adrian back into the neutral zone. They have to touch up. That puck down over to Forrester down the near boards. Michigan back to full strength. They put the puck through the neutral zone. Malashevsky brings it in. Malashevsky into the far corner. Malashevsky has it in along the end boards now. Gordon trying to pick it up. Malashevsky comes underneath the near circle. Malashevsky tipped away. Parent bringing it ahead. Parent moves it over, coming in. Robinson, good job to knock it away into the far corner by Gustafson. Puts it right back behind the Michigan goal. Here comes Cevallos over to Lindahl. Lindahl down the near boards. Lindahl trying to get it ahead through the neutral zone. That chip back, fired right back to the Michigan blue line. Gustafson trying to avoid pressure, feeds it ahead. That tip by Ferris, grabbed by Smolinski on the far circle of her own zone. Smolinski into the far corner. That's sent in along the end boards. Goodwin with it there. Goodwin feeds it back into the neutral zone. Cevallos sends it right back. That deflects off of the linesman right to Adrian and fired deep into the Adrian zone. 16:33 left to go here in the third. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Adrian down the near boards. That comes into the neutral zone. Intercepted by Michigan. Izzy German banks it ahead to Simmer. Simmer fires it deep. And will be stopped by Burt right back behind her own goal. Smolinski in along the far boards. Down the near boards. Here comes White. White brings it into the Michigan zone. White on the near circle. White uses her body to protect the puck, trying to fire it out in front. Michigan intercepts as Ferris takes it back behind her own goal. Ferris coming down the far boards, ricochets it all the way down the ice. That will be icing and head back into the Michigan end. 15:54 left to go here in the third. Michigan 1, Adrian 0. Matthews in to take the faceoff in the far faceoff circle. Peterson on the other side. At Poneth's left. Top of the far circle, that puck, high slot. Shaw trying to rock her way in. Shot covered up over on the near side. Oh, good job as the puck flipped off onto the near side. Poneth already down, able to knock that away. The puck sent right back into the Michigan zone. Intercepted by White. Now Katie German in along the near boards. Shaw firing it back deep into the near corner. Grabbed there by Turnbull, trying to fire it out in front. The puck, Greggins feeds it into the far corner. Katie German trying to pull it away. Matthews in there as well. 15:20 left to go here in the third. 1-0. Michigan with the lead. Turnbull has it knocked away, comes back onto the far circle. Shot there, covered up by Poneth. 15:08 left to go. Adrian with a lot of pressure early in this third period. Face off, Hansen on the other side. That puck, top of the far circle, now sent to Forrester at the blue line. Forrester feeds it into the far corner. Kolwich rims it along the far boards, trying to knock it away. That puck, trying to dig it out of there. Forrester has it at the far point. Or excuse me, that was Stitt with a shot and a save by Boneth. 14:51 left to go here in the third. Face off again to Boneth's left in the far face-off circle. Hansen trying to knock that away from Wood. That puck loose on the far circle. That brought as Kolwich coming it down the far boards. That tip back. Wood into the far corner. Wood underneath the circle. That comes off the side of the net. Boneth trying to get to it. Covers it up. As Kolwich and Stick got tangled up. Michigan will get a new defensive pairing. Kolwich and Bucksbaum come out. Hansen again to take the face off. That comes top of the far circle. In along the far boards, trying to get to it. Malashevsky into the far corner. As White has it there. White comes outside the far circle. White back to the far point. White moves it over to McCurrow on the near circle. Back high slot for Shaw. Shaw trying to get it through traffic. That's sent into the near corner. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl feeds it all the way down the ice. 35 seconds left in the power play to Adrian. 5 minutes left here in the third. Shaw picks it up back behind the Michigan goal. Fed ahead, trying to intercept it. Michigan down those near boards, brought in by Pache. Pache into the near corner, centering attempt. That got all the way back to the high slot. Shaw with it there. Shaw moves it over to McCurrow. McCurrow with the shot. Beautiful block there. Lindahl moves it out of the neutral zone. That was Katie German with a great block. As she goes off for a line change, Izzy comes back on. That puck on the far circle. Here comes Matthews. Matthews trying to get to it. Matthews sweeps it. There's a save by Burt. 4:25 left to go here in the third as Michigan back to full strength. Bringing it in. Wood into the near corner. Has that chipped away. Now Parent trying to feed it out in front. That grabbed into the slot. Deflected. Matthews back into the far corner. 4:08 left to go. That puck outside the near circle. Michigan gets it down into the Adrian zone. That deflects back. Icing waved off as Robinson has it back behind her own goal. 3:55 left to go. Parent down the near boards. Parent gains the zone. Drop pass. Trying to get that over into the near corner for Wood. Parent right back behind the Michigan goal. And all the way back to the far point to Smolinski. Smolinski puts it in along the end bolts. Kolwich trying to knock it away from there. Now Gordon trying to grab that. That puck still back behind, and they score. They get it just on the corner of the crease on the far side. Adrian able to put it in at 3:30. Wood puts it in. Hansen in to take the face-off versus Peterson. Tie game 1-1 here in the third. Puck in along the near boards. White fires it back deep. Gustafson chases it right behind. Icing not called there. Held in at the far point by Morris. Now picked up down the near boards. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl feeds it over to Swanson. Swanson gains his own, moves it back to Lindahl. That puck at the far point now brought right back into the neutral zone. Collision in along the far boards. That pulled away by Adrian. 2:56 left to go. Into the near corner. Katie German feeds it ahead. And chipped. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl. Cross ice pass intercepted by Adrian. Hansen chips it and then tripping call. Try not to say anything bad about the officials, but I've seen a lot more gone the other way there without the call. But that is what it is, and it's awful frustrating. Swanson in for tripping. Timeout called by Adrian. So they want to talk it over. They have the power play for the next 2 minutes. 2:44 left to go. 1-1 is the score. As both teams talking things over. The officials talking right in front of the scorer's bench. Michigan heads back out. As 2 Michigan power plays in the last 6:30, or 2 Adrian power plays, excuse me, in the last 6:30. So exceedingly frustrating. Face off in the near face-off circle. Olszewski in to take the face-off. In along the near boards. Katie German trying to get to it. Smolinski outside the near circle. Or excuse me, that's McCurl. High slot back to McCurl on the near circle. Now over to the far circle. There's a shot. Poneth with the save. Face-off in the far face-off circle. 147 left to go. In the power play to Adrian. 2:31 left to go in the third. That puck in along the far boards. Wiltshire back to the far point. High slot over to McCurl, top of the near circle. That deflects into the far corner. Centering attempt. That gets off into the far circle. Now over to McCurl. Shot, and they score. Adrian takes the 2-0 lead. Last 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Power play goal for Adrian on a gift from the officials. The puck down the near boards into the neutral zone. Lindahl with it. Lindahl trying to bring it away. Stitt in along the near boards. Villiers trying to get to it. That puck. Stitt fires it. That off the side of the net. 1 minute, 55 seconds left for Michigan to try and get this game tied up. As the puck right back behind Stitt fires it in along the far boards. Morris has it at the far point. And sent back, knocked down. Through the neutral zone, or through the slot, here comes Lindahl. Lindahl weaving through traffic, and tipped by Villiers, trying to come back the other direction. Here comes Stitt. Stitt outside the far circle, and puck ahead. Now lifted back into the neutral zone. Right in front of the Michigan bench. That comes all the way back. Villiers over to Shaw. Shaw down the near boards. Shaw feeds it deep into the Michigan zone. Katie German has it into the near corner. Katie German lifts it outside the near circle. Now coming ahead, Shaw has it in the neutral zone. That fired right back. Puck comes right back behind the Michigan goal. Now here comes Izzy German ahead. And lifted all the way back deep. Icing waved off. 56 seconds left to go. Carr has it. Malashevsky into the far corner. Malashevsky trying to pull that away as that's pinned as Shaw just holding her stick against it. There comes right back in front. That whipped away. Puck outside the near circle. Flazar into the near corner with it. Flazar trying to get it over to Carr. The puck outside the near circle. 31 seconds left to go. Flazar trying to peel it out of there. Pichet in there. Now here comes Katie German with the shot. That got deflected. And coming the other direction, Shaw feeds it back. Knocked down by Katie German. 19 seconds left to go. That fed ahead. Now in along the near boards. There's a shot and an empty net goal as Michigan had pulled the goalie at 12:01 left as Michigan trying to get the game tied. Empty net. Adrian able to put it in. Pichet with the goal. And that will do it. Michigan will have to wait to the CCWHA playoffs to try and get a win on this Adrian team this season. Lazar has it brought ahead. Here comes Ferris. Ferris trying to get it in. 5 seconds left. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that will do it. Paralake goals. 1 at 3:30 ties it up. 1 at 2:15 on a power play. And Adrian takes the lead. They get the empty netter, and they win the game 3-0. For my camera person, Christina Wiseman, my director, Mike Butler, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you. Have a great evening. We'll see you from Happy Valley on Friday at 9:15. Have a great evening.